Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. In this video I'm going to be explaining step 5 of the NMBI application process, which is actually outcomes of the assessment process. So the outcomes of the assessment process could actually be in 4 parts. So you're going to receive a decision letter from the NMBI, and this is at the point where you're going to make a decision of what you're going to do next, if you come into Ireland or not. This is the point where you begin to look for an employer in Ireland, and this is the point where you actually start making your travel plans. So NMBI can actually give 4 outcomes of the decision. They can actually say either one is eligible for registration or further information is required. They can also say the candidate is required to successfully complete a period of adaptation and assessment or aptitude test, or actually the registration could be refused as well. So if one is eligible for registration and they're satisfied that the application actually meets all of NMBI's requirements, they're going to issue a letter requesting the candidate to pay the registration fee for that candidate's name to be on the register of nurses and midwives in Ireland. So NMBI is going to finalize your registration within 7 to 10 working days, and they're going to ask you to pay a registration fee. This registration fee, your employer is going to reimburse you later on. They're going to pay you back, so you need the receipt of that as well. So your decision letter, they're going to tell you are now registered with NMBI. So they'll give you first registration certificate. You're going to detail your full name, PIN, the division, and your initial registration date, and they're going to let you know everything your registration entails. NMBI could actually say as a step 2 decision and say further information is required. So they can ask you for further information. Actually, if they need an explanation from you about some information contained in your application, they can actually require more information from a relevant authority about any information contained in your application or documents that is sent as part of your application. Or they can actually require you to provide extra documents to support your application process as well. So that's the further information required. So there are 4 possible outcomes of NMBI's decision that you need to know about. NMBI can make a decision and say the candidate is required to successfully complete a period of adaptation and assessment or aptitude test. Most times this decision is for African nurses trying to come to Ireland to live and work. In my case, I did the aptitude test. So in subsequent videos, I'm going to be making a video on adaptation and assessment, and I'm going to be making another video on the aptitude test as well. So you're going to know what it entails. You can't do the 2 at the same time. It's either you do adaptation and assessment or you actually go for the aptitude test. So this decision is often taken by NMBI. Most times, if the theory and clinical content or hours of your overall nursing or midwifery education falls short of NMBI requirements. So often African nurses, they are always required to do the adaptation and assessment or the aptitude test. Decision of NMBI is refused to registration. Grounds for refusal include failing in adaptation or assessment, or failing in the aptitude test, so the registration could be refused at that point. And if someone submits fraudulent documents as part of the application process, or if the person is a victim or has criminal conviction in a country, or is actually found guilty of misconduct by any regulatory body, so it's going to be, the registration is going to be refused as well.